What does it feel like to burn to death? You've probably never thought about it consciously, but somewhere in the back of your mind, the fear is already there. Fire. It's one of humanity's oldest terrors. And for good reason. Today, we're not going to talk about fire the way they do in safety manuals. We're going to talk about what actually happens inside your body, what your nervous system experiences, what your brain does, what you feel, second by second, when fire takes over. This is the biology of burning. The first 3 seconds. The moment fire touches your skin, your body doesn't panic. It does something far more precise. It sends an alarm signal traveling at roughly 2 meters per second through a specific class of nerve fibers called C fibers and A delta fibers. These are your pain conductors, and they are extraordinarily sensitive to heat. At 44 degrees Celsius, just 7 degrees above normal body temperature, your heat-sensitive receptors, called TRPV1 channels, begin firing. This is the threshold where warmth stops being warmth and starts becoming damage. Your brain receives a signal and produces the sensation we call burning pain. Sharp, immediate, impossible to ignore. But here's what most people don't realize. In the very first seconds, the pain is manageable. Your body is still in control. Your nervous system is doing exactly what it was designed to do, telling you to move away. Get out. Survive. The problem begins when you can't. The skin breaks down. Human skin has 3 layers. The outermost is the epidermis, thin, tough, and the first to go. Beneath it sits the dermis, packed with nerve endings, blood vessels, and collagen. And under that, subcutaneous fat. First-degree burns affect only the epidermis. Think sunburn, redness, mild pain, inflammation. Your body can handle this. Second-degree burns reach the dermis. Now the nerve endings are directly exposed. Blisters form as fluid rushes in from surrounding tissue. This is when the pain becomes overwhelming, because those dermal nerve endings are now raw, unprotected, and screaming. Third-degree burns go all the way through, and here's the cruel paradox of fire. At this depth, the nerve endings are destroyed. The area itself goes numb, but the surrounding tissue, still alive, still intact, continues to burn. The pain doesn't decrease. It concentrates at the borders where living and dead tissue meet. Your body tries to save you within minutes. Your immune system launches a full-scale response. Inflammatory chemicals flood the area. Blood vessels dilate. White blood cells rush in. Your body is doing everything right. But in a severe burn, this very response begins to work against you. Fluid leaks out of damaged blood vessels at a massive rate. In burns covering more than 20% of the body surface, this fluid loss becomes life-threatening. Blood pressure drops. The heart races to compensate. Organs begin to receive less oxygen. This is called burn shock, and it sets in fast. Meanwhile, your body temperature starts to destabilize. Skin is your primary insulator. Without it, heat escapes uncontrolled. Your core temperature begins to drop even as fire surrounds you, a biological contradiction that accelerates organ failure. The lungs. If you're in an enclosed fire, there's another threat that often kills before the burns themselves. Smoke inhalation. Superheated air above 150 degrees Celsius, causes immediate thermal injury to the upper airway. The throat swells. The trachea narrows. Within minutes, breathing becomes physically obstructed. Carbon monoxide from incomplete combustion binds to hemoglobin, the molecule that carries oxygen in your blood, with an affinity 200 times stronger than oxygen itself. Your red blood cells begin carrying poison instead of oxygen. You feel dizzy, confused, euphoric almost. Your brain, starved of oxygen, begins to shut non-essential systems down. Many victims of building fires die not from flames, but from this silent, invisible suffocation. They lose consciousness before the fire reaches them. In this specific scenario, death is, paradoxically, less painful than it sounds. The nervous system at its limit. For those who remain conscious during severe burns, the nervous system enters a state it was never designed to sustain. Pain signals arrive in such volume that the spinal cord and brain can no longer process them normally. The anterior cingulate cortex, the part of your brain that processes the emotional component of pain, becomes hyperactive. This is why extreme pain is not just a physical sensation. It produces panic, dissociation, a feeling that the self is coming apart. Adrenaline floods the bloodstream. Heart rate spikes. Time perception distorts. Seconds feel stretched, unbearably long. The body is allocating every available resource to survival, and the mind experiences this as a kind of terrifying clarity. Burn survivors consistently report this phase as the most difficult to describe. Not because the pain was beyond words, but because the experience was. The certainty that the body's being consumed. The absolute biological demand to make it stop. What comes after? If you survive. Survival brings its own biology. In the hours following severe burns, the body enters a hypermetabolic state. Your metabolism can increase by up to 200%. Your body burns through calories at an extraordinary rate trying to repair itself, rebuild tissue, fight infection. The nervous system, which was overwhelmed in the acute phase, now deals with a different problem: nerve regeneration. As damaged tissue begins to heal, new nerve fibers grow back, often incorrectly, producing chronic pain, hypersensitivity, and phantom sensations that can last years. The psychological imprint is equally biological. Trauma rewires the amygdala, the brain's fear processing center. Many survivors develop heightened startle responses, sensory triggers, and intrusive memories that are not chosen recollections, but involuntary neurological replays. Why we fear fire. There's a reason fire fear is nearly universal across human cultures. It's not learned, it's inherited. Our ancestors who feared fire survived. Those who didn't pass on their genes. The TRPV1 receptors in your skin, the adrenaline surge, the overwhelming pain signal. These are millions of years of evolution saying, in the most direct biological language possible, this is the thing that ends you. Move. Fire doesn't ask. It doesn't negotiate. And your body, brilliant, adaptive, relentless, does everything it can to answer that call. Sometimes, everything isn't enough.